The only time that I got seasick is when we went from San Diego to San Francisco to go to Mare Island. And we were just off of the shore, and I got seasick good. In fact, they called me to go on duty, and I says, get somebody else, It put me in in a brig, whatever you want to do. You couldn't even stand up, It just. But then when I left on the to go to Shanghai, why? I said, how long is this going to take? And the guy said, 30, 35, whatever it is. I said, I'll never make it, boy, because I got sick. I mean, I was just green, And but as we went under the Golden Gate Bridge, of course, you have big swells when you go under the bridge. And from there on, I even never got sick, never even felt woozy. I went through 2 typhoons and didn't bother me at all. So. First stop was in Pearl Harbor.
Oh, okay.
From the United States.
Did you get a chance? There's no leave involved when you.
Well, we got to go to we stayed there 3 days, and we got to go to shore, and we went to Waikiki Beach, and we viewed the island real good. So we had a good view of everything, and went up Cuyamaca, the island that the volcano was on, and all this and that, or Diamond Head, not Cuyamaca, the other one, yeah, Diamond Head. So it was pretty good. Of course, at that time they kind of kept the enlisted people in one area and then the officers in another, as if.
And then your second stop was Guam?
Second stop was in Guam. Just before we got to Guam, they said, well, you're not told before, but then that names were going to be drawn, who's going to stay in Guam and who's going to go on and proceed to Shanghai. And then we all started sweating it out, We just wanted to go to China because that's where the old salty Marines are in China, But I was fortunate enough that my name was drawn to go to Shanghai.
So did you get to see Guam at all? What was supposed to see Guam?
Yeah, wasn't much. Guam at that time was... you had to anchor out. The ship had to anchor out and go in by launch. And then they had the biggest fight because the Navy and the Marines got into a big fist fight on Guam. I guess they might not had enough beer to take care of everybody.
Well, were you there or you just heard about this?
No, I was there, yeah. I didn't get involved in it.
Well,
I'm the good one, Well, I guess that the whole thing was that we went into a little town called Leguaney, and that was kind of like the biggest little town there on Guam. And of course, they get in there in the bars and they drink and this and that, and first thing you know, they get to talking, squabbling, and then you get into fights. So when you start a fight, well then just about everybody gets involved in it. So finally the shore patrol had to just round everybody up and send everybody back to the ship, which was a good thing because a typhoon was brewing at that time not too far from Guam, and so they had to get back on board and take off, and we ran the edge of that typhoon, getting away from it. We went to the Philippines from Guam, and we stayed probably 3 days in the Philippines. And of course there they had the old San Miguel beer, that was pretty strong stuff. Of course at that time I didn't drink, and just maybe every now and then I did just to show that I was a tough Marine, But I never drank or smoked till I went into the Marines, and but then it was we just went more or less sightseeing and
what was
all the interesting part.
What would you see in the Philippines? Tell me a few things about what you saw.
Oh, they had what they call the walled city. That was the sin part of the Philippines, and so you kind of stayed away from that place, But it just kind of went here and there and just took pictures of everything that we could, and just kind of a sightseeing tour for the whole time that we were there.
Where exactly in the Philippines did you stop off at?
In Manila.
Oh.
Yeah, we went right to Manila, and
okay, and then
from there we proceeded on to Shanghai. Now then we started seeing some passing ships at that time. The cruise ships that were taking people around. We ran into foreign ships as well, the Chinese and the Japanese and all this and that. So we were going into the Yangtze River at that point, and before you get into Shanghai, which they call the Yellow River that they had, and went on into Shanghai, and that was quite a place.